2/14. That was Valentine's Day. It's a day when we express love for one another. And at our school, we sing songs and write cards for each other. Now, for the rest of our life, my life, Valentine's Day will be a day in which I remember the 17 people that were gunned down at a Florida school by someone wielding a weapon of war. Now, we will forever remember 2/14 as a day of gunshots and lives lost. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School is a school with gates, with security, with up-to-date code red drills. But there is absolutely nothing you can do against an AR-15. Some of the kids that lost their lives were 17. Many were as young as 14. They look like us. They talk like us. They take the same classes. And I know that many of us have come to realize that this could have happened to you. But do we shy away? Do we shy away? No. We walk out. We march. We sit in. We come together. We raise our voice. Today, we join over 3,000 schools across the nation in protest. $3,000. Our voices have been heard, and the strength of the youth of this country has never been greater. And yet, marching and protesting can only go so far. At a certain point, we must ask ourselves, what can we really do about gun violence? What steps can we take that will have a lasting impact and prevent future incidents like these from taking place? I am standing on this stage today because I recognize that we need to take this fight and this movement to the next level. In 237 days, 88% of Congress will run for re-election on November 6th. 88%. All 435 members of the House and 1/3 of the U.S. Senate will be running for re-election, as they do every 2 years. Especially for our cause, this election is huge. Now let's look at California in particular. California has more congressmen in the House of Representatives than any other state, with 53. Yet 14 of those 53 congressmen have an A rating from the NRA, meaning that they oppose common sense restrictions on guns supported by most Americans. 14. That needs to change. Now, why on earth are there any NRA members that represent California in Congress? Why are they in Washington? One big reason is because we do not vote. Not only do we not vote in large numbers, but we do not get involved in political campaigns. Only 20% of 18-year-olds vote in midterm elections. 20%. And at the end of the day, no important gun legislation will be passed if we do not vote. But this can change. It must change. If the 18-year-olds across the Bay Area and the 18-year-olds across California and the 18-year-olds across the country, people who have provided this movement with its fire and momentum, if we boost this number from 20% up to 50%, or even 70% or higher, it would create a revolution, a tidal wave. It is our time. We have never had more power and more influence than right now. We must act. There are two things that you can do to prevent future kids from being slaughtered in a public high school by an AR-15. Number one, if you're going to be 18 by November 6th of 2018, you must vote. And number two, Everyone here today, 18 or younger, can volunteer to work on a campaign for a candidate who is running against one of those 14 California congressmen who support the NRA. Volunteering on a candidate's campaign would provide any of you with the opportunity to go to the California districts that need the most help, that need the most convincing, and work to defeat as many NRA supporting candidates as you can. If you are interested in joining a campaign, please let me know. And I leave you with this. Today, we speak for the 17 people that lost their lives on 2/14. And we march today for our own lives and for the lives of future generations. If we want to honor those we have lost, if we want to send a message to the NRA that we do not agree with their approach to guns, if we want to prevent these tragedies from happening in the future, it starts with us. To the youth of this country who have brought life and fire to this movement, we must vote. We must vote. We must join campaigns. We must and we can. Thank you.